Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Timely Action Hour. This is the show where we talk about everything from Spider-Man to Star Trek and everything in between. My name is Aiden. I hope that you are doing very well today. We are going to be doing a review of issue number 4 of Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars today. This issue is called Situation Hopeless and was published in August 1984. So the issue begins following the previous issue where the villains attacked the heroes' base on Battleworld, and unfortunately for our heroes, their base has been destroyed. And now, Dr. Octopus and Dr. Doom and their forces are moving in and trying to find the survivors to murder them. And here we get the Molecule Man and Volcana's relationship starts to blossom here because in the previous issue, Dr. Doom kidnapped 2 random women from the planet Earth using a teleporter and turned them into Titania and Volcana allies in his quest for conquest. And Volcana and Molecule Man begin a beautiful, beautiful relationship. And Doctor Octopus sees the heroes fleeing, and so Titania's like, yeah, throwing some debris at them. And Molecule Man, in an attempt to impress his new lady friend, uses his powers over molecules to take a nearby mountain and throw it at them, and it falls onto them. And the Incredible Hulk holds up the mountain with his sheer strength, because the Hulk is the strongest one there is. And but before it lands on them, Spider-Man and Hulk are running next to each other, and Spider-Man's like, Hulk, look! And Hulk looks up and he's like, oh crap! And everyone's like, oh no, we're gonna die. And then thankfully Hulk saves them. Hawkeye tries to shoot an explosive arrow at it to no effect. Jim Rhodes, who is masquerading as Iron Man now, as I said earlier, Tony Stark was indisposed, and Jim is doing a pretty bang-up job as Iron Man. He's like, uh-oh, gotta save Captain Marvel because she's hot. And, so they are under the rubble. The villains think that they are destroyed. Meanwhile, Thor returns from his conversation with the Enchantress, and he's like, what the heck's going on here? And the Enchantress is like, I don't know, let's find out. And Doom's like, traitorous witch. And she's like, hey, I was just trying to do my ultimate will, which is to make Thor fall in love with me. And Thor's like, it's not working. It obviously is, because Thor is catching feelings for her, as the kids say. And so then Thor fights the villains, and he does pretty well. And then they believe that they kill him, and the Enchantress weeps, and Kang's like, alright, we win. And meanwhile, the X-Men are going to join Magneto at his compound, and as you recall from the last issue, Magneto is holding the Wasp hostage, and the X-Men are debating amongst themselves whether they're doing the right thing or not, and Professor X feels bad about mind screwing Spider-Man, and then they reach Magneto, and they're like, hey, what's Wasp doing here? He's like, don't worry about that. And then Wasp reveals, yeah, I was baiting you the entire time, Magneto. I'm not actually growing to like you. I just wanted to figure out what your plan is now that I know what your plan is, which is he's gonna use the X-Men as his minions to take over. Obviously, he's Magneto, he's a villain. That's what villains do. So anyway, Wasp fights him, and then she fights the X-Men, and then she gets in a ship and goes as far as she can. Magneto uses his magnet powers, and boom, and Professor X is like, maybe I made a mistake. It's like George Lucas in that behind the scenes of The Phantom Menace. He's like, I may have gone too far in a few places. That's what Professor X is thinking right now. So here, Hulk is holding up a section of the mountain, and Mr. Fantastic is devising a plan to get everyone out of there, and Spider-Man helps by giving him one of his web cartridges, and they take some power from Iron Man's armor, and they just blow a hole in the mountain, and then they get out, and then they see Thor's there. Hey, you're alive! And he and Cap shake hands and hug, and it's great. And Captain Marvel's like, I'm gonna go scout ahead. And she's like, holy crap, it's Galactus, because Galactus is still standing there menacingly, not doing anything. He's just recharging so he can kill them all and eat the planet, and then move on to the next planet. It's Galactus. What do you expect? Come on! I'm Galactus. I eat planets. What do you expect? That's what he would say. And then we find some survivors of the indigenous peoples of this planet. Captain Marvel finds their village, and they bring the wounded heroes like She-Hulk and the Human Torch and Spider-Man to the village, and the healer girl there does her magic on them, and Johnny's like, hey, pretty lady, because he's the Human Torch. What do you expect? Come on! And then the Thing starts, and then Ben starts changing back into the Thing. He's like, ah, crap, just when I got my body back. And then Galactus snaps out of it, and he begins the process of starting to eat the planet, and Mr. Fantastic is like, oh my god! And the last thing he says is, oh no! And then we get the beautiful cover for issue 5, the X-Men Strike Back, not black. And yeah, so that is issue 4 of Secret Wars, and I really enjoyed how the action picked up the pace, how we get more story and character-driven moments. That's really the highlight of this entire arc, is the character-driven moments and the high-flying action, balls to the wall, explosions, and dropping mountains on the Hulk, and Hulk holding it up. So overall, really big fan of how this all played out, and I definitely recommend it. So that is all I have for you today on the National Timely Action Hour. Once again, my name is Aiden, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. If you are new to my channel and want to check out more comic book reviews, please subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when I post new videos. And leave a comment telling me your thoughts on this video. And if you've read this issue, let me know. And please also comment any suggestions for future videos. And I will link my social media profiles and my podcast, as well as my merch store and Patreon page in the description of this video. So if you would like to support the channel financially, you can go to patreon.com/the National Timely Action Hour, and you can get early access to videos and episodes of my podcast. You can get behind the scenes updates. You can get access to my personal writing projects. I'm mainly writing poetry that I've got up there, but I'm also working on a novel, and I'll post an update on that. And you can also send me a message, and at the merch store you can buy a t-shirt or a coffee mug with my channel's logo on it. And listen to the podcast where I talk about the same things I do here. It's just you don't get to see my beautiful face. So thank you so much for watching this video, and let me leave you with another look at some of this beautiful artwork by Mr. Mike Zeck. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for 100 subscribers. You are all amazing. Goodbye.